So today I'm going to revisit the cheap solar panel system when the question was asked, what can you charge? And is it possible to keep your battery topped up? So I'm actually outside here in my workshop in the main therapy room here, and I've actually set up in here because to help with the conditions. What hasn't helped has been the snow, so I had to keep coming out and doing this. The cold out here as well, so I've actually wrapped up the battery in polystyrene. Like, it's actually it's the gummins that come with my Chinese here, so I'm recycling. Excellent. So that's keeping that done, and it has actually helped. So I'll let you see the setup now that I've got in here. So if I turn this round, there you go. So as you can see, right at the top there, that's the controller box. Okay, that white cable there is an extension. Now it's just loosely wired. I've not got this properly fitted yet because I'm not sure where this is going to be getting fitted. But the two wires there coming in off the white lead, right, this is just a normal 2-core wire, and that is supply in from the solar panel which is up on my roof. The middle two, right, these come down and these are on crocodile clips, right. So as you can see, no you can't. So with that now, although it's a temporary setup with that sitting up there, right, so the middle two wires are now coming down to the battery. So if I come down here, right, and flip this round, there, so there's my battery, okay, and there you can go, there's the positive terminal, there's the negative terminal, they're on with these alligator type clips, okay, there's the covering that I put into it. It's like a form of insulation. Now it could easily be stripped off in a couple of minutes, so if this place gets too warm in the summer, well then I can go and do that. So that is now bringing in power, right, and if I bring myself up to here, right, so the next figure, or the next thing to look at now, is the third set of the control charger. Now, bollocks. So now the next thing I've got to look at is the third set of wires, okay. So if we look at this here, we've now got these two wires here, right, and off these wires you'll see I put in just a wee cheap lamp, right, and with this button, this one here, when I push that, it lights up. So there you go, I've got my power. I've also got on here, there is now two fixed USB ports, and as you can see, again, I've got a cable running off, and there you are, it's charging up my phone. Okay, if I come back here, it's terrible working with this wee screen, but there you go. So as you can see, and if I turn this round a bit, you'll see the blue into the power light there, so there's the power coming in. Now I'm going to cheat a bit here because I've actually tested this earlier, but I want you to see, right, onto the screen here. I'll tell you what, get this sit like that. Hopefully you can see that. So I'll go and put the 2 pins into here, right, and basically that's showing just now 12.63, and that's coming in from the solar panel. There is no sun out there, it is daylight, and there you go. Now that's a 20 watt solar panel, so it's bringing in roughly 65% with no sun. So that's great news, right? Now, if I go to the other side now, and I'll show you the battery. Right, so now we're doing at the battery, right? And I put my meter tester onto that. Actually, tell you what, I'll stick that one into there, and then that way you can see the reading, right? So right now, the battery is sitting at, oh hang on, right, the battery is sitting at 11.72, jumping up to 7.3, so although there's only a small charge going into this, it is actually putting a charge into that battery. So the burning question now is, personally, I found this to be a success. This has done what I've tried to achieve. So will a 20 watt, £40 setup solar panel charge your leisure home battery? The answer there is yes. So would you fit this? Would I go and fit this to my van? The answer would be no. Because although you can do something cheap and cheerful, I don't think it's going to be strong enough. And to be honest with you, why would I just fit that onto my van and not use nothing else? So I would be looking to put probably a minimum of 100 watts solar panel. Now, there's two ways you can go around this. You can actually buy a kit and install it yourself, or get a professional to put it in. It's up to you. That'll cost a lot of money. Or you can buy one of the folding out ones, right? To which all you really need is access to the battery, crocodile clips outside, voila, fold it out and point it at the sun. That'll do a good job. So obviously the bigger the panel, which is probably what I've got going wrong here, right? If I had a bigger panel, that battery probably would have been sitting at over 12 volts now. But bearing in mind, I've been trying to charge a battery that's just under 12 volts, which I've got a shot of this from a friend, so it's not as if I went and bought it and it's a faulty battery. I'll just clear that one up there. That's a second-hand battery that's not been used for over a year, and it was sitting at 11.65 volts when I got that. So there you go. It's now sitting at 11.8, and it's holding the charge as well. So now I haven't really used it, but one of the benefits I know that I have got is I bought a cheap inverter, right? I wish I'd tidied this place up a bit because it would be a massive help, but no, obviously not. So I bought a cheap 1200 watt inverter, and one of the tools I've got out here is one of these Dremel type things, okay? So again, I bought just a cheap one to start my hobby off with, and it's actually got a rated power of 170 watts. Now here's an interesting thing. I've got an older version of one of these in my van, right? But the 12 volt socket, oh sorry, here I am. The 12 volt socket that I just turned that around on. Hello? Bloody cameras. Right, the 12 volt socket that I used to power my telly up, I actually put that into it, and lo and behold, it didn't work, it pulsed, right? So I wondered what the cause of that was, so I plugged it into the inverter that's in my van, and it powered it. So it got me thinking, is it because the inverter is on a direct feed to the battery? Long story short, yes it is. Because I took that one out and I went right to my leisure battery on the van, just plugged it on it, and that worked the Dremel as well. So the secret to this, obviously by the looks of it, is it's a close contact to your battery direct without filtering things out. If anything, your fusion line you'll do with the power for the output off of that when you go back to your wee solar charge control box. Alright, so there's a lot of stuff out there. So, but for small things, hey, to get you into solar for 40 quid, I've really enjoyed doing this. Would I put it on the van though? No. Definitely go for 100 watts. I know that one of the admins on this site, I hope he doesn't mind me throwing this out there, but he has now been, I think he said he's 3 years or so, where he's lived full time without an electric hookup. So there's a guy that's got a setup, and there's a guy that has got all the answers you want. So if you know what you're wanting to run, for instance, right, go and seek it. So he'll tell you if you get away with 100, or he'll tell you if you need 1,000. That's a definite. So I hope you've had a wee bit of fun watching this. I hope it has been an interesting content. Certainly has been for me anyway. I've thoroughly enjoyed this. If you're new to the channel as well, and this is the first time you've seen me, please go down there and hit that subscribe button. I'd love to see you back again. And if you are a subscriber, hey, thanks for watching again and helping me promote my wee fun channel here. And the fact that you've got this far, I'd be much appreciated if you go down and hit that like button, just to let us know that you have actually liked this. So, again, thanks for your time. Hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one.